You do not need more motivation. You need to stop negotiating with yourself. Every morning, you reopen decisions you already made. You said you were going to work out, but now you are tired. You said you were going to save money, but now you feel like you deserve a reward. You said you were going to build something, but today does not feel like the right day. That is the problem. Every time you negotiate with your feelings learn that your word does not mean anything. Make the decision once, then create a routine that carries you when the excitement disappears. Stop asking yourself whether you feel like doing it. You already decided. Because you do not need more motivation, you need to stop negotiating with yourself. You were proud of your progress until you saw somebody doing better. Before that moment, you felt good. You were becoming more consistent. You were making better decisions. You could finally see yourself moving forward. Then you saw somebody younger, richer, stronger, or further ahead. Suddenly, your progress did not feel like progress anymore. But their success did not erase yours. You do not know when they started, what help they received, what they sacrificed, or what they are hiding. Comparison takes legitimate growth and makes it feel like failure. Stay in your race. Measure yourself against the person you were yesterday. Your job is not to beat their timeline. Your job is to stop abandoning yours. You were proud of your progress before you compared it to somebody else. Most people do not quit because the work is too hard. They quit because it stopped being exciting. At the beginning, everything feels new. You buy the equipment, you make the announcement, you imagine how different your life is going to be. Then the excitement fades. Now it is another workout, another page, another video, another day of doing the work without applause. That boring stage is where most dreams die, not because the plan stopped working, because the person stopped feeling entertained. Success is often built by people who can repeat simple actions long after those actions stop feeling special. Do not confuse boredom with failure. The work often gets boring right before consistency starts paying. Motivation isn't enough. Finish the work. One bad day does not destroy your progress. What you do afterward might. You missed the workout. You spent money you promised to save. You ate something you planned to avoid. You wasted the entire afternoon. Now you are disappointed in yourself. But the mistake is not what ruins you. It is the story you attach to it. You tell yourself you have no discipline. You always quit. You might as well wait until Monday and start over. That is how one bad decision becomes a bad week. Progress does not require perfection. It requires a fast return. Take responsibility without turning the mistake into your identity. A bad day does not need a sequel, so stop turning one bad day into a bad life. You might not lack discipline. You might be surrounded by things designed to defeat it. You say you want to focus, but your phone is sitting beside you. You say you want to save money, but everybody around you spins for attention. You say you want peace, but chaotic people still have unlimited access to you. Willpower matters, but your environment decides how often your willpower has to fight. Make the good decision easier. Remove the distraction. Prepare the food before you get hungry. Lay out the clothes before morning. Limit access to people who keep pulling you backward. You cannot keep surrounding yourself with temptation and then blame yourself for being tempted. Build an environment that supports the person you are trying to become, because your environment may be stronger than your willpower. Sometimes you do not need a stronger motivational speech. You need real recovery. You keep calling yourself lazy because you cannot move the way you used to, but you have been carrying pressure nobody sees. Bills, family problems, disappointment, poor sleep, constant decisions, fear about what happens next. And now you are trying to insult yourself back into productivity. That usually does not work. Rest is not always avoidance. Sometimes rest is maintenance. But you still have to be honest with yourself. Recovery should prepare you to return. It should not become a permanent place to hide. Give yourself permission to rest. Then give yourself a clear time to get moving again. You may not be lazy. You may simply need real recovery.
Every time you break a promise to yourself, you teach yourself not to trust you. You said you were going to wake up early. You did not. You said you were going to stop spending recklessly. You did not. You said this time would be different. It was not. Eventually, the problem becomes bigger than the unfinished goal. You stop believing anything you tell yourself. That is why small promises matter. Do not begin by promising to change your entire life overnight. Make one promise you can keep today, then keep it. Not because the action is impressive, because every completed promise rebuilds trust between you and you. Confidence is not built by making bigger announcements. It is built by proving that your word means something. Confidence is built by proving that your word means something. Become someone who keeps his word. If every inconvenience makes you quit, your reason may not be strong enough yet. Everybody wants the result: more money, better health, a stronger relationship, a different life. But wanting the result is not the same as having a reason. A real reason has to survive inconvenience. It has to survive slow progress. It has to survive people misunderstanding you. Wanting to look better might not get you out of bed every morning. Wanting to live long enough to see your children grow might. Wanting more money may not keep you disciplined. Wanting to change what your family believes is possible might. Stop asking only what you want. Ask why it must happen. Because when excuses keep winning, your reason may still be too weak. Ask why it must happen. Because when excuses keep winning, your reason may still be too weak. Can you keep going when the work is real, but the results are still invisible? You have been showing up. You have been practicing. You have been making better decisions. But nothing dramatic has happened yet. No big opportunity. No major transformation. No applause. That is where doubt gets loud. But progress often begins before it becomes visible. Your habits change before your circumstances. Your decisions change before your results. Your confidence changes before anybody else notices. A seed does not look successful while it is still underground, but something is still happening beneath the surface. Do not dig up what you planted just because it is not broken through yet. Keep going before there is proof. Keep going before there is proof. The proof may be forming because you kept going. Finish the work. You do not waste failure because the result was bad. You waste it when you refuse to learn from it. The business did not work. The relationship ended. You failed the test. The opportunity went to somebody else. That hurts. But failure is not always a final judgment on your ability. Sometimes it is information. Wrong strategy, wrong timing, wrong preparation. Wrong environment, wrong person. The lesson is not always to quit. Sometimes the lesson is to adjust. Ask what went wrong. Ask what was under your control. Ask what you would do differently with another opportunity. Then collect the lesson and move forward. Failure can make you bitter or it can make you better, but only when you remember that failure is information. You keep waiting to feel ready for something that only action can prepare you for. You want confidence before you begin. You want certainty before you move. You want proof that the decision will work before you make it. But confidence is usually the result of action. It is not the requirement. You learn to speak by speaking. You learn to create by creating. You learn to lead by accepting responsibility before you feel fully qualified. Your first attempt may be awkward. It may be imperfect. It may even embarrass you. But avoiding the beginning does not protect your confidence. It guarantees that you never build any. Start before you feel ready. Let action introduce you to the person you can become, because you may never feel ready until after you begin. You may not be losing. The reward may simply be taking longer than you expected. You did the work. You stayed consistent. You made sacrifices, and you expected life to reward you quickly. But sometimes the effort and the reward live in different seasons. That delay can make discipline feel foolish. You watch people take shortcuts and appear to move ahead. You start wondering whether doing things correctly is even worth it. That is the test. Can you keep making good decisions without receiving immediate proof that they matter? Delayed does not always mean denied. Sometimes it means the foundation is still being built. You may not be losing. The reward may simply be taking longer than you expected. Finish the work.
Success sounds attractive until you realize what it may require you to leave behind. You say you want to grow, but growth may make some relationships uncomfortable. It may require you to stop being constantly available. It may demand more responsibility, more visibility, and fewer excuses. You may have to leave rooms where being undisciplined helped you belong. That is why some people sabotage progress as soon as it becomes real. Failure is familiar. Success may require a version of you that your current life does not recognize. The question is not only whether you want more, the question is whether you are willing to become different enough to hold it. Stop asking only what success will give you. Ask what it will require from you, because success will cost you something. A standard that disappears under pressure was only a preference. You say you value peace until loneliness makes you answer the wrong person. You say you are saving money until everybody wants to celebrate. You say you respect yourself until setting a boundary makes somebody angry. Standards sound good when they are free, but real standards cost something. Comfort, access, approval, opportunities that look good but do not align with where you are going. You cannot build a different life while making every decision based on what feels easiest today. Let some people misunderstand you. Let some invitations pass. Let your old habits become uncomfortable around your new expectations. A standard becomes real when keeping it costs you something. You are not stuck because you failed. You may be stuck because you are embarrassed to begin again. You made the announcement. You told everybody this time would be different. Then you stopped. Now restarting feels humiliating, so you wait for Monday, a new month, a new year. But the calendar cannot remove the shame, only action can. Return quietly, take the walk, open the document, make the call, do the next honest thing. Starting again is not proof that you failed. It is proof that failure did not finish you. So start again without shame, finish the work. Motivation isn't enough, consistency is.